Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulil amin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. So alhamdulillah, we're making good progress. We have one more set of words before the next exam, inshallah. And you'll find that we've done enough ayahs that every day we probably have, on average 4 or 5 new words actually. So especially the first juz doesn't have that many different kinds of new words. So today we have like 5. Today is an easier day, obviously, that means, but we'll see how it works. So most of these, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, most of these we know already. Aminu, believe, bima anzaltu. Anzala, if you forgot, we had it before, but it means reveal. We've had it at least 4 or 5 times before. So anzaltu is I revealed. Musaddiqa. Musaddiqa, we had it once before, the sadaqa root. In kuntum sadiqeen. And ayah 31, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to the angels, He says, say the names in kuntum sadiqeen. So musaddiqa is not exactly just truthful. The shadda makes it form 2, which would make it to confirm. So one, that, because the moon, that confirms. So we went from the meaning of truth to confirming or making something true. Anzaltu, so believe in what we sent, that confirms. So the thing that we sent is one that confirms. Lima ma'akum, to what is with you. Wala takunu, this is a command, do not be. Kana, we know in kuntum, right? How many times have we seen kuntum and kanu already? So this is the command form, do not be. This is the verb to be. وَلَا تَكُونُوا أَوَّلَ كَافِرٍ. Awwala, if you're not familiar with, it means first. First. The root word is awwala. And also is the same root for al, which you will see in a little bit, which means family or people. People of. So ulil albab means people of albab. Ulil dhikr, people of dhikr. Al Fir'aun, people of Fir'aun. So there's singular and plural of that, but usually awala is for first, or the ordinal number 1. Kafir is a disbeliever or one who rejects, but awala kafir is a very interesting kind of possessive phrase. First of disbeliever. That's how you say first disbeliever. So literally this ayah means do not be the first of disbeliever, or do not be the first to disbelieve. That's how we would say it in English. So remember the of here. Bihi, with it. Wala tashtaru, and do not exchange, or do not borrow, do not sell. We had tashtaru before also. Ulaika alladhina ishtaraw ad-dalala. Ulaika alladhina ishtaraw ad-dalala. Ayah 16. Bi ayati, with my signs. Thamanan qalila, small price. So thamana is price. Qalil is little. Wa iyaya fattaqun. Iyaya we had last week, means and only me. So iyaya is a pronoun. It's a rare pronoun, right? It's not like ana, but it's a rare pronoun, means only me. Only me. Fattaquni. The ya is dropped again. Like we discussed last week, sometimes the ya, which means I, when it's attached to a verb, attached to something, the whole ya gets dropped because the noon with the kasra already signifies that it's me. So fattaqun is also a command. Fa means so, ittaqu, fear me, fear or have conscious, me. Fattaquni. Next is a short one. Wala talbisu. Just like wala takunu is a command, la talbisu is a command. And also, like we haven't discussed commands to great detail yet, but you notice that the negative commands start with a ta. Wala talbisu, wala takunu, etc. So wala talbisu. Labasa is a new root. Labasa. It means to wear or to cover. So in the modern standard Arabic, labasa is libas or clothes. Labasa is to wear. Talbisu can also mean cover, because you're covering yourself. Talbisu could be cover. So wala talbisul haq, what does that mean? Do not cover the truth, bil batil, with falsehood. وَتَكْتُمُ الْحَقِّ. كَتَمَ we already had. بَطَلَ we didn't have. So batil is one who. Let's make it literal. One that, or one who is false. Okay? So you might see it translated as falsehood, but the literal meaning, batil, is ism fa'il, right? So one that is false. وَتَكْتُمُ الْحَقِّ. Or actually, false is not the best translation. One that is almost like wasted. One that is wasted. Or one that wastes. One that. وَتَكْتُمُ الْحَقَّ, and you cover. Remember we had تُبْدُونَ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تُبْدُونَ وَمَا تَكْتُمُونَ. So تَكْتُمُ الْحَقَّ is hide the truth, وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and you all know. So the only new labasa and batal are the only new words here. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ. Most of these words we know. The raka'ah we might see for the first time, but we know what it means intuitively. Ruku. Ruku means to bow. So that means to bow. Aqimu is from, we had this word before as stand. Right? Yeah, as qawm. So aqimu is the af'ala form. It means make something stand. So establish. So this is a command, establish. Salah. Wa atu zakah. This is also a command, give zakah. We had ata, right? We had this a few times. So atu means to give, command. Atu zakata. Warka'u ma'a rakin, and give and bow with the ones who bow. So bow with the ones who bow. Atamurun nas. Don't forget that hamza. We studied that hamza one time before. That hamza means yes or no question. So do. Basically in this sentence it's do. Do. And then ta'mur is from the amara. Ta'murun is you all. Command. An-nas, the people. Bil birri. This is a new word. Ba, ra, ra. Means righteousness. Righteousness. Watansawna, this is also new. Na, si, ya, means to forget. So tansawna is you all forget. You all forget. It's actually not that new. If you look at this word before, it has the same root word. Okay, nas, nasiya. So, or one of the possible roots for nas, insan. Tansawna, you all forget. Anfusakum. Nafs, anfus is the plural of nafs. Anfusakum, yourselves or your soul. Atamuruna nasa bil birri wa tansawna anfusakum wa antum tatluna. Tatluna is also new, sort of. Talawa, but we know what that means intuitively, right? What is tilawa? Recitation. So tatluna. See how easy it makes it. If you actually find the root, you will easily find a word that you already know. Tatluna, you might get confused or say, that's a hard word. Tilawa is not a hard word. So tatluna, from the pattern that you see, tansawna, ta'muruna, tatluna, it's all you all, you all, you all, in the present tense. So do you all command people with righteousness, and you forget yourselves, and you tatluna al-kitab, and you recite the book, meaning the book that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed. So you recite. May Allah protect us from being these people. It's sad how many times we see these kind of things, right? It's talking to the Yahud, Ya Bani Israel here. This is Ya Bani Israel. But the same thing is Ya Nasara, and the same thing unfortunately applies to us too. Bilbirri wa tansawna anfusakum wa antum tatluna al-kitab. You recite the book, not. And then the question is, Afala taqilun. This is also new. But it's surprising that it came so late, because taqilun comes a lot of times in the Quran. It's a very important word. So But again, if you look for the root word, you'll know what it is. Aqal is the like aqal, having to do with brain function. So understand, aqala is to understand. Taqilun, you all understand. So these are all pretty straightforward ayahs. And none of them are jumla ismiya so far, right? They all just start with a verb and ask a question, etc. Wasta'inu. This is sort of a new word, perhaps, but we had this word in Surah Fatih. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. So what does nasta'in mean? We seek help. Okay, we seek help. So wasta'inu is another command verb. Not negative, positive. It doesn't start with the. Ista'inu means then
You all.
well, yeah, you all, but seek help. So seek help you all, basically. Just seek help, right? Seek help. All of these ayahs, half of them in the past were a command. Aqimu salata atu zakata warka'u ma'ar raki'in. Right? Wasta'inu bis-sabri. Sabr is patience. We all know that. Salah is prayer, or salah, the Sharia definition of salah. Wa innaha, and indeed it is. Innaha, indeed. Remember, don't get this confused. Many times when I'm talking with people, the inna and annas are getting confused. And in and an. So inna is indeed. That's the simplest one. There's no real grammar associated with that so far. So innaha lakabiratun. What is kabara? So this lam is emphasis. Okay, so it's another indeed. Indeed. Again, indeed it is la kabiratun. So kabir is big, right? This is specifically referring to something that is big in terms of deed. A big deed. Because what do you say? Kabira ism. Big is like deed ism. Or kaba'ir al-ism. The plural of this kabira is kaba'ir, whereas the plural of this kabir it could be something else, depending on if it's masculine or feminine. Okay, but this is referring to a big deed, so it is a big deed. Wasta'inu bis-sabri was-salah. Seeking help with sabr or salah is something difficult. Kabira illa ala al-khashin, except on those who are humble. Khasha'a. So khushu really doesn't mean focus, concentration, and the essence of khushu is humility. So can you humble yourself enough to ask Allah, or are you too arrogant to ask Allah? That's the end of the day. That's why it's hard. So seeking help through sabr and salah instead of, I don't know, through magic, through things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like, through throwing a tantrum, whatever it is. All those things are big. To leave all those things and stick with sabr and salah. But it's big except on those who have khushu, humility, humbleness, except for those who are humble. So with that we kind of reached the end. What I wanted to do a little bit new today is kind of review the important words that we found that were different than before. So the words that we didn't find the root for yet, that we've never encountered before. Okay, basically. So we're starting again with ayah 41. Okay, so the first one that I get is actually labasa in ayah 42, talbisu. So we have to remember talbisu. You can remember it from libas. I think libas is common across Urdu also to a certain extent. So talbisu is a command, do not cover. Okay? It also can mean to clothe, but in this case it's cover. Batala, again, the root word doesn't mean falsehood exactly. Batala ma kanu ya'malun, for example, what they did went to falsehood, sort of. So it kind of has a meaning of falsehood. But when you hear batala as a verb, it is not. Don't get confused, because false is not a verb in English. So there is a verb form of that, and batil is falsehood. Okay, or one that is false. So we have labasa, batala, and then we have raka'a. That's the next one that I have. Aqimu salata wa atu zakata warka'u ma'a raki'in. Barara, atamurun nasa bil birri, then nasiya tansawna. Even though nasiya insan is kind of, we talked about it a little bit. So nasiya. Let's write these directions. So we have labasa, raka'a, batala, aqala also. Taqilun, afala taqilun. We have talawa and nasiya. Okay, so I believe this covers all the, or khasha also. So khasha, this one right here. Okay, so this covers pretty much all the new words that you have to learn. So I said 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 actually, but in 5 ayahs it's pretty good to have only 7 new words. And a lot of these you already know. Aqal, probably know. Tilawa, you know. Libas, you probably already know. So really what you have to focus on maybe is batala and khasha and raka, maybe. Okay, so as you can see, alhamdulillah, we're covering a lot of vocabulary and we can understand a lot so far. So inshallah, continue to review these vocabulary words, inshallah, and we'll do the grammar lesson next.